it's Jen. Welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to be doing something a little different today in the fact that we're not going to be placing any pressure on our arms at all during class today. I'm battling some carpal tunnel in my wrist that I've been dealing with for quite a while, trying to look at treatments, things like that. But I know that I need to be extra careful with my forearms and my wrists right now. I'm not going to be doing any pressure, any downward dog, any tabletop, anything like that today. So if you are looking for something similar for some sort of pain or pressure in the upper body, this is the class for you. And if not, you can still partake, so no worries. So we'll be still moving around that upper body. We'll still be stretching that upper body, but we're not going to be doing any pressure point stuff. And if we're doing things that you're still not comfortable with, based on your body, definitely pay attention to it and adjust. So let's spend a few minutes nice and easy, just breathing, meditating, letting go of your day, whatever it happens to be. And then let's just look down and really stretch the back of the neck. Just a nice little passive stretch here for our last few breaths. Let's transition, so we're just sitting with those legs out. All I want you to just point and flex those feet. Super easy. If you want to do just one leg at a time, that's totally fine. Just getting some movement to those ankles, seeing how those are feeling today. Moving those legs a little side to side, opening and closing, internal and external rotation. And let's point, like you can just let this one leg relax, whatever one you want, just kind of put it out of the way, relax it. Point the other leg, so I'm using my left leg, up to the air. I'm just going to lean forward, flat back. And then release, point that toe, set of toes, and lean forward. And release, other side, point those toes up, lean it forward. And then point those toes, lean it forward. And release, let's bring one foot in. And I'm going to lean towards, rotate my body towards this bent knee. I'm going to lean on in, keeping that back hip on the ground. I'm going to come on up, and I'm going to turn towards that bent, or sorry, to that straight leg, this one here, and just lean kind of in between. So we did the one where we're already leaning all the way here. We did this one, so now I'm just gonna kind of go into this negative space here. And if you want to bring something like a block up, so we're not putting pressure on these arms, you're just kind of here. But my arms are touching something, just as a grounding. All right, now we're gonna switch out to the other side. Other leg in. So let's rotate and lean toward that bent leg. And we're gonna come up. Then we're gonna lean towards that negative space. Let's bring those legs around. So I have one leg in front here at a roughly around 90-degree angle, and then this other one back here as close or as far away to those glutes as you would like. So we're just gonna be here, and we're gonna do a little twist. And then release in the other way. And come back through center. Let's switch. Actually, no, let's stay here. So this is my left side, which is this one with the bent. So I'm gonna take the opposite side and come on over. And the same thing, I'm just gonna put a block here just as a go rounding, and then stretch out. But there's not a lot of pressure on this arm. I can release here. Really opening up that side. And then release. So this leg that's bent here, we're just gonna loop it in front here. And we're gonna hug that knee in and drop that head. Put that head right on the knee. 5 breaths. Trying to drop those shoulders. And release. And let's switch out to the other side. So that same setup. Getting yourself good to go. And now let's open that up. You can look down, you can look up. And then release. Take this leg, loop it in front. Give it a big squeeze. This time we're gonna turn and put the side of our head. So we're just looking in one direction. And then the other way. And then release. Okay. So what I want you to do is put both legs in front. And we're just gonna line those knees to one side. Take a second. Come back and switch it out to the other side. So just windshield wiping those feet. And if you would like to be up on a block for this, that's totally fine too. You may not be able to get as much range of motion, but that is an option. So. We're gonna do this on our front, and then we're gonna flip over in a second and do this on the other side too. So we're on our butts, and we're gonna flip over and do it on our bellies in a second. All right, and then come back through center. Like I said, let's flip over on our bellies and take your time. Or no rush. Arms are just in front, relaxing, no pressure on them whatsoever. Bend those knees and then just windshield wiper. And really feel the difference in the range of motion when you're seated versus lying down. I love this one for stretching out the back. We're going to do a scorpion-esque type pose in a second. I'm just going to balance it out with one more on the side. Then I come back. Okay, so you have two options for your arms. You have the one where you're going to stretch out that shoulder and the one that you're not. So I'm going to do the one that I'm not, but if you'd like to do one with, by all means. If you're going to do the one with, you're going to let's take your left arm and you're going to put it out straight in front of you. If you're going to do one without the arm, you're going to put that arm in front. So you decide. Otherwise, you're going to take your left leg and straighten it. Your right leg is going to be bent. And I'm going to rotate my body so this right foot is on the ground and this arm is just kind of out of the way. And it can be bent wherever it needs to be. If that arm is the other way, you're going to stretch out that shoulder and really open up the pec. So you decide. If you need to be on your toes here, that's fine. You need to be flat-footed, that's fine. And we're just going to really just enjoy this rotation here for a couple more breaths. Alright, let's release, slowly come back through center. And let's do that same thing on the other side, whatever you did. Open it up and just rotate. So I'm just here. And I'm pointing this knee up as high to the ceiling as I can. And I'm just looking, relaxing, enjoying that stretch. I'm feeling a stretch here, I'm feeling a stretch in the back, I'm feeling a stretch here. Everyone's going to feel the stretch a little different based on what's tight on you, what you did yesterday, what you did already today, how you spent your whole week. All right, and then slowly make your way back to your center. Arms are relaxed, knees are bent. Okay, what you'd like you to do is I'd like you to put the heels of your feet together. Your knees can be out slightly, that's totally fine. And all we're going to do is we're going to squeeze those glutes and lift those knees very slowly and very small distance up off the ground, okay? So we're going to go up and down. And once you see what's going on, I want you to look down to the ground so you have a nice neutral neck. So we're going to do 10. Let's go for 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Then we're just going to straighten those legs out, and then we're just going to bend and straighten. So those kneecaps are facing the ground, those quads are facing the ground. We're not at an angle anymore. And we're just going to go up and down. And then once you're ready, and if you want to, come up, down. So adding that little squeeze at the top. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1, release. Okay, so we're gonna transition ourselves back to seated, whatever the best way it is for you to do so based on your mobility. That's what we're gonna do, so nice and slow. All right, so we're gonna do one more activity kind of down here on the ground, and then we're gonna stand up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one, we're gonna come back to onto our knees, and one leg is going to be out here. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up, come up to here, and then back down. So you decide, do you have a block, for example? Maybe I have a block here. So if I'm doing this, let's do this on the other side. If I'm here, maybe I'm just coming down to the block and pushing back up. And that's an option. You can do that. You can just go halfway down and back up, or you can go all the way down and back up. Your choice. This is a little bit of a harder exercise. Really getting those glutes to fire. So you decide you're gonna go all the way, halfway, whatever happens to be. We're gonna do 10 per side, and then we're gonna move on, okay? So, your own pace. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay, so, and if we're gonna do 10, if you decide, Jen, I'm doing 7, that's cool. The other option is, I like to have this leg straight out, so we're not using that foot as an assistant, but if you need to, you can bend that knee, but you will cheat, for lack of a better word. But if you're modifying, which is cheating on purpose, that's totally fine. As long as you know that you're modifying, totally cool. All right, so let's just do it. Ready? And I'm not gonna count out loud because I'm gonna have you count to your count for 10. So I'd like to know that if you're not using your arms as much, you're using those glutes. And make sure we're not swinging. Every movement is individual. I have 2 more on this side, and I'm gonna take a little rest. Okay, I'm gonna sit back and take a couple seconds. Just here, do a little spinal twist, whatever it is. Whatever happens to work well for you before you start the other side. All right. Let's start the other thing. The other side, same thing. Let's begin. I have 2 more. These are hard, not kidding. gonna sit back. I'm gonna take a second. Bring his legs in front. I'm just gonna rock a little side to side. See how those glutes feel. Give those glutes a little self massage. Should feel nice. All right, we're about halfway through class, so I think we're ready to stand back up now. So yet again, whatever position is best for you to stand up, that's what I'd like you to do now. Taking your time and coming to mountain when you're up. So making adjustments as needed. And coming into mountain. So really pulling your shoulders back, opening those hands, bringing those legs about hip distance apart. Just turn your head one way. Through the center and the other way. Through the center, point that chin up. Through center, point that chin down the other way. So you should build a nice stretch right here. Up to the center, reset. Other side, point that chin up. And then down. And up. All right. Bring those feet a little bit wider. Point those toes out. And if you feel comfortable, bring those arms up, cross it over, bring them back down. Bring them back up, cross it over the other way, bring it back down. And if you'd like to add in a little squat, just little ones, nothing big. So we're switching over which arms crossing over each time. We're going to do 2 more, 1 each way. And this switch. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to go over to a position where you can have something kind of for balance. So I'm going to use my wall here. And my hands are here. I'll probably bring on the block here. But they're not holding. They're just kind of stabilizing. And again, grounding. All right, let's bend one knee. I don't care which one. We're gonna flex. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna here, point those toes to the ground. And we're just gonna kick back and in 10 times, nice and slow. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna have an option of bringing that knee in. So I want you to have a little bit of space here. So I think, yeah. So I don't want you to be like here, because we're gonna have to go forward a little bit in a minute. So I want you to kind of take a step or 2 back. But I don't want you leaning in either, so lots of stuff. All right, bend that knee and let's kick back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's bring that knee in and back. Two more. And relax, shake it out. And we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. All right, bend that knee, kick it back. And kick back, bring that knee in. Kick back, knee in. Notice the rest of my body is staying still. This is the last one. And then release. Okay. Shake it out. So let's do we're going to do rainbow legs standing, and then when we come back down to the ground, we're going to do rainbow legs laying down. Okay? So I'm just going to relax that arm on my grounding point. And just a refresher, rainbow legs is when you're doing this big arch with your legs. So point to the ground, big arch, point to the ground, and back ground. So you decide how big that arch is, that's fine, but that's kind of the rainbow. All right, so I'm gonna bring that foot in front, wherever that is. Rotate back. I'm gonna slide forward a little bit. Always check your range before you start, so you don't hit anything. And we're gonna do 10 on one side, and then just go right into the other side. So I'm just gonna turn directly around and go into my 10. All right, so let's go. And we're just moving that leg. We're pausing every time, so we're resetting. I have one more left. And I'm going to go right to the other side. Do one more here. And then release. Before we go down to the ground, we're going to do one little flow standing up. So this leg is facing forward, and this leg is facing the other direction. We're leaning in. We're bringing those arms up and turn to the front. Then open up. Bring those arms to the side. And lean it forward and up. And then reset. We're going to do that 2 more times on the side. If you need to take a break here, we can straighten that leg. Otherwise, you're going to stay here in that lunge. Let's turn. Bring those arms up. Open to the side. Up and over. And then reset. One more time, arms up. Turn to the side. Up and over. And then reset. All right, same thing, other way. Lean on in. Arms up. You can also do this totally with your arms to the side, that's not a problem. Arms to your side, I should say. Obviously, you aren't going to be going through as drastic as a range, but you do you, no worries. And then reset. Turn. Arms up. And then open. Lean back. And reset. Last one. And open. Reverse. And down. All right, release those legs. Shake it out. Just kind of grab your opposite elbow, just nice and passively. I'm barely even touching it. I'm just gonna lean over and back up. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, do those rainbow arches on our side. So make your way down nice and slow, whatever way you'd like. Suggest you grab some water on your way down. And we're just going to lay on one side, whatever side you would like. For our last little push, and we're just going to cool it down. All right, so I'm just going to slide these over because I know I'm going to pick them. All right, relaxing that head on that arm, so we have a nice, if you relax on the ground, look at that neck, that's not good. So by relaxing just on the shoulder, if you can, you have the ability to just have a nice neutral neck as much as possible. All right, so your bottom knee can be bent, it can be straight, whatever floats your boat. But for the same thing, we're going up and over. And obviously you're gonna feel the difference because gravity is gonna be different here. So it's definitely gonna burn here a little bit more than it did standing, but that's okay. It's exercise, it's fine. If it's painful, obviously stop. But if it just feels like it's working, that's okay. All right, so up and over. And trying your best not to slide your hips. I mean, you're like rocking like this. We don't wanna do that if we can help it. All right, so this is my second. And a hand can be down on the ground too for support. I'm at my 10th. All right, I'm just gonna scroll it over and do the other side. And then release, and then we're gonna make it onto our backs. And relaxing as much as possible. And let's just open up those knees to the side. Yes, you want to do some movement while we're dealing with injury, but we also want to give our bodies the chance to rest and recuperate. So yes, you want to do something, yes, you want to move, yes, you want to stretch, but we also want to recover. So we're going to spend a little bit longer with the stretch portion of today. And then bring those knees in. Let's cross one over and drop to the side and look over the opposite direction. If you would like to open your arms up to a cactus shape here, you can, if that feels comfortable to you. If not, no worries. We're gonna be for 10 breaths. across, and I want you to just drop, and just stack each knee on top of each other. 10 more breaths. Feel the difference. Alright, and then release. The reason I'm spending a lot of time with these lower back releases is because a lot of times when things in the upper body are tight or injured or whatever, or irritated, it causes a lot of tension in the back, causes a little tension in the hips. So if we can release these other parts of the body that we have control of to be able to stretch and release, it can cause some a little bit of a pain reduction sometimes. Cross it over. It's definitely worth a try. As long as it's not painful for you, why not? And then I cross the leg and just stack them. And then release, and you're going to come into our Shavasana. We're going to spend 4 minutes, we'll do 1 extra minute versus our normal 3. and start getting some movement into the body. If ever feels good. Let's take the left leg, let's bring it towards the outer part of the left side of the mat and cross the right leg over. And if it feels good, first bring that right arm up over the top. And release, and let's switch it over. Other side. Bringing that left hand over. Just nice and passively. Release. All right, now just question how we're gonna get up. I'm gonna rock and roll. If there's a better way for you to do it, please do. I'm gonna rock and roll, which is keep my hands on my belly. Usually I go grab behind my legs. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna, so in this case you might need to use a little momentum, and that's okay. I'm gonna do one more and then sit up. And then sit up. I'm going to grab onto my knees with my elbows. I'm gonna drop that head one more time. And then I'm going to release. Thank you for coming to this yoga class with me. I know that I'm gonna have more type of classes where I'm not gonna be able to use my hand very much. We'll take it as we go. But if you have something you'd like to see, maybe you want, I know we used to do share classes back when COVID started, maybe you'd like to see something like that again, please let me know. Definitely open to suggestions, because I'm going to be a little bit limited going forward until I can get the treatment plan worked out. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later.